thoughts, opinions, and general overall shade thrown on High at 9 News are those of the individual speakers and not those of High at 9 News, its audience, or its advertisers. The statements made do not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice, and for advice tailored to your specific situation, please consult with a licensed professional. Welcome to the High at 9 News Hour, where you will hear from cannabis industry experts and professionals from around the country talk about important topics while shining light on global issues and discussing cannabis as it relates to politics, regulation and reform, data and technology, science, research and medicine, family and parenting, art, celebrities and entertainment, fitness, sports, mental health and wellness, and plant-based medicines and entheogenics. Together, we are building a stronger community, fighting the stigma and creating change. With your host, Jason Beck, joined by special industry expert correspondents from around the country, and daily antics brought to you by cannabis. Coming to you live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and high noon on the East Coast. And thank you all for getting high at 9 with us. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. You know, today, you guys, it is Tuesday, January 13th, 2026, and today is a National Shop for Travel Day today.
Oh, nice. We like traveling. Everyone needs to travel more.
I agree with that. You know, I think I'm going to probably be taking a trip to Greenland pretty soon. Yeah.
You gonna go to the war and fight the dog sleds?
I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. I'm so here.
I think Greenland's gonna change the name to Epstein Island. So
I saw that meme.
Talking about it.
I saw that meme, Todd. I did see that meme. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought
all the birds will go.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, they just want Trump to stop talking about it.
Oh, stop!
Oh, so funny.
It's also
jerk off.
You know, it's also Korean American Day today, you guys.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Korean barbecue spots all across the country.
Don't forget about the massage parlors. Don't forget about the massage parlors.
I thought those were not necessarily just Korean. I thought those were just Asian in general.
Speaking of massage parlors, speaking of massages,
oh boy,
my friend Diane Lane. Diane Lane, her birthday is today. She's a massage therapist in Sarasota.
Oh, shout out to Diane.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to connect
not
me
the
with
actress
Diane.
Lane.
Yeah. Look at that.
Happy birthday, Diane. A 6-month twin.
Wait, today's your birthday too, Todd?
No, but 6 months from today is my birthday.
Oh, 6 months from today is your birthday. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
7/13. Right after?
Yes, sir.
Dad
Fair
Day.
enough. Right after American Independence Day. It's also National Sticker Day.
Sticker Day?
Sticker. Yeah. You know,
interesting that stickers get their own day.
I think it's probably because of the tweakers, bro, because they always put all the stickers on their cars.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to tell a tweaker. You got tons of stickers on the back of their car.
Like bumper stickers or just
no, like all kinds of stickers, not necessarily bumper stickers, but just like all kinds of stickers. That's like a telltale sign that they're a tweaker.
Okay, because
is that in the rule book of identifying tweakers?
Yes, that is
their automobile.
That is in the meth identifier handbook. Yes, it is in there, Todd.
And any kind of stickers will do.
Any type of stickers. Yep.
There's a lot of Trump stickers on cars around here, and I don't know if they're tweakers.
That's not the same type of sticker. Those are bumper stickers,
but not those,
Michael.
But not those.
I'm talking about the stickers where you see like all kinds of random whatever stickers. Okay, those are generally
like my kid is on the honor roll.
No, not really those. No.
They still do those anymore?
Oh, then there's a specific class of sticker
there is.
that qualifies you as the meth addict. Right?
There is. You know, I'm a really good profiler, Todd. You know this. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, what about a Pokemon sticker?
Pokemon, they're tweakers for sure.
Tweaker.
Definitely
what
tweakers.
About, if it's a sports team?
It depends on how many. and you know, it's a ratio based on that one.
What if it's a memorial to somebody who died in a car accident?
That doesn't count as a sticker.
No?
No, that's exempt. No. I'm talking about a whole cluster.
What about
a whole cluster of random
the mom
stickers?
And the dad and the dog and the sister and the brother, the stick family.
The stick people.
No, those don't count as stickers either. Those are window decals, Todd.
Oh,
big difference.
Decals.
Big difference. Yeah, those are decals. Yeah, you know, you got to learn your definitions, Todd. You know what I'm saying? They're important. Definitions matter. You know.
The devil is in the details.
That's right. It's also Stephen Foster Memorial Day. Todd, tell me about this.
I don't know.
Stephen Foster. Oh man, you're gonna make me go and look this up, huh? All right, Todd, you did it.
You picked it.
I didn't pick it. I don't pick these things. If I did, it would be they'd be way better. Stephen Foster Memorial Day commemorates the music of the man who composed hundreds of America's most popular songs. Born in Lawrence, Philadelphia on the 4th of July, 1826. Shout out to this guy. Stephen Foster became known as America's first composer. His catchy tunes based on minstrel songs are still known today. Shout out to this guy, Stephen Foster. Look at that. I got
Foster.
Yeah, I got a wrinkle in my brain, Todd, because I learned a new thing today.
Yeah.
And it's all because of you and you not knowing.
Well, I'm happy to help.
I appreciate that.
That's what you're here for.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's also National Rubber Ducky Day today, you guys.
There's a town, I think it's in Pennsylvania,
yes,
that every year
they race them. Yep,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about, Liz. I do. You know, I'm very familiar.
They do that here on the river here in Tampa every year. It's a group that does. It's a charity event for an organization that helps kids and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's fun.
That's great.
They number them all, and if you win, your duck wins. You know, you win a prize and stuff. And
I feel like that's a pretty fair race.
And I think that's just good family fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. I wonder, you know,
no cell phones, just water and ducks.
Yeah, water and ducks, exactly. And it's also National Peach Melba Day today, you guys.
I'm not a peach person, so
Georgia
that's on
peaches.
you guys.
You got to stay out of Georgia.
They're so good. They are one of my favorite fruits.
Yes.
I
And
don't think I've ever been to Georgia.
Oh, you're missing out. You're missing out on.
I
Georgia
get my peaches out of Georgia.
I bet.
Get my weed from California.
We all know that, Todd. You definitely don't get it in Nevada.
I definitely get a lot of weed.
To that. He pleads the fifth. He pleads the fifth.
I know. I get a lot of weed in Nevada.
Oh, I bet that's where it arrives. I know what you're saying, Todd.
He pleads the fifth to California.
Oh, and thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us. It's also high noon on the East Coast. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to us on all social media platforms. You can look up above and down below to see exactly where we live on the internet. And we are live every Monday through Friday on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, as well as on our very own website, www.high9news.com. So thank you to everyone joining us from any one of those platforms. And you are exactly right, Liz. California has the best product in the world, and that's why California is the greatest state for cannabis in the nation.
Well, it's because of the soil. It's
not because of that. It's because it's California.
Oh yeah, but their soil is much different than New Jersey.
There's lots of things different than New Jersey. You know, like our car theft ratio.
Yep.
You know.
Who's got more, us or California?
You guys, California, New Jersey is the stolen car capital of America.
That's about right.
Yeah, it's because they load them all on the ports over there in New Jersey and ship them off to foreign countries.
Things we are known for.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but anyways, you guys. Man, we're going to go keep it right over near New Jersey because we're going to go right over to D.C. because the closure of the 100th legal marijuana operation marks a milestone for the city's crackdown, you guys. For more than a year, D.C. has been targeting illegal cannabis operations in the city, and now the city has announced the closure of the district's 100th illegal cannabis business since enforcement actions began in September of 2024. On January 1st, 2026, the Alcoholic Beverage and Cannabis Administration, better known as the ABCA, and the Metropolitan Police Department, the MPD, shut down an illegal cannabis operation at home on B Street Southeast, according to a news release, marking the 100th closure. In a quote, "This is about keeping our community safe and healthy," Mayor Bowser said in the release. "We have a legal medical cannabis market, and that is the market where eligible people should be buying and selling medical cannabis. As we mark this 100th closure, I'm grateful for the steady work of our enforcement teams, and now the work continues." Over the past 15 months, the district has seized more than 700 pounds of marijuana and 6,300 pounds of THC edibles, and law enforcement also captured more than 3,000 pounds of THC lotions and made 56 arrests so far. Ooh, big numbers. The Metropolitan Police Department add they have seized 12 guns in this operation so far, which is significant because these shops can be drivers of violence in the city. In the recent closure on B Street Southeast, police arrested 3 people and seized a 9mm rifle, a 12-gauge shotgun, and 114 rounds of ammunition. Well, shoot 'em up, bang, bang over there, apparently. They said, I think that they said it was in a house, though, so, I'm not surprised that the guns were there if it was a home. But nonetheless, I do find it interesting how the mayor says in her comments, let's see, where was it saying? She says that the market where eligible people should be buying and selling medical cannabis. People don't generally sell medical cannabis. It's generally companies that sell medical cannabis. So I'm a little confused by her comment because she's basically admitting to an open trap market out there, I think. But I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
Well, my first thought is, I get closing the illegal businesses because that, for the people that did it the right way, it's not fair to them. But however, I don't know that it seems very shady when it's like in somebody's house, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
but it does suck for the people that did it the right way. And I think it's not fair to them.
I think there's probably only maybe 6 people. Baby. Yeah, there's only 6 people that did it the right way out there.
Really?
Yeah.
If they did it the right way, because
the law was passed a long time ago, and they can't open dispensaries, right? Mm-hmm. Because of the city memorandum that's
not true. No. Todd, what you were referring to is adult use dispensaries. They are not allowed in DC per the city council, which is actually the House of Representatives. I think that's what you're referring to, but they have allowed for medical,
because it was voted yes, right?
Well, voters. But hold on, Todd. Let me finish my thought. Let me finish my thought, Todd.
The legislature said, we don't want to give the people what they want.
Let me finish my thought, Todd. Let me finish my thought. They have always had medical cannabis there. They have about 6 permitted licensed dispensaries in the district, okay? And those guys have always been operational. And those guys have been haltered by all of these self-proclaiming operators all of a sudden wanting to just jump into the space and be in the mix.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to take the time to do it the right way.
Now it's your turn, Todd.
Well,
proper licensed facilities, and they should close down the unlicensed one, the way New York does, the way LA tried to do,
the way New York does. That's funny.
Regular.
That's funny. The way New York does, because those things just reopen the next day. Yeah.
Well, I know. No, they pop up every 10 seconds. I know it's there's no punishment. So. First of all, there should be recreational cannabis in Washington, D.C. because it was voter approved.
Well, here's the thing, right? Todd. I would argue to say that there is, because basically you can go now into D.C., any medical shop in D.C., and you can self-proclaim yourself or basically you can self-declare as a patient. And so that is basically default adult use.
Well, if that's the case, then why have the stupid loophole? Why prevent it? Why create that?
Washington, D.C. is all about optics, Todd. It's all about optics there.
Yeah, and let's be clear, there's a conflict clearly between what the federal government is doing and what the local city and municipalities and Washington, D.C. wants to do, I think. And we've seen that over the years, and it's really been the feds that have prevented that from going into effect, not the locals. So it's really caused a quagmire. I think two things on these shops and these issues, right? Number one, 100%. Washington, D.C. is a mess. They're screwing their own businesses over. They're screwing their own tax dollars over. But the question becomes, all these shops have been open. There hasn't been any detrimental effect as a result of these shops really being open, except a loss in the bottom line to the people that got licenses. So I think what they should start doing is going in, giving them a fine for being unlicensed, and give them the opportunity to become a licensed establishment. And get them on board as opposed to shutting them down and letting them, a new company, whatever, sells and opens up a week later. It's just really stupid, and it's a waste of resources on both ends. When you have law enforcement going in doing a raid, or whoever going in doing a raid to close a shop down, it's going to be open. It's not like it's not legal to do, and there's not other companies doing it. Make them come into compliance, give them a fine for acting unlicensed, and move forward with it. But I think that's how it should move, and all these bullshit limited licensing states, have got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, they already have a default thing in there, and maybe once it moves to Schedule 3, maybe the House of Representatives will allow for the adult use, because in reality, they're not allowed to vote for allow for adult use, because it's a Schedule 1 drug, and they've already basically have allowed for the medical use. So I understand why the House of Representatives has voted in this prohibitionist way. Not saying that it's the correct way to vote, but I understand why.
What makes it clear?
Because cannabis is still a Schedule 1 drug. That's why, Todd. They can't say, oh, you know what, it's okay for you guys just to break the law. They can't vote and just say, oh, it's okay to break the law in the District of Columbia.
Well,
but they did when they did when they opened it up to allow medical sales.
No,
right?
It didn't necessarily happen in that way, how that happened. But I understand what you guys are getting at, and I do see the conflict of what you guys are pointing at. I do acknowledge that. Okay, I do acknowledge it, just so you know. But I'm just saying, I understand the optics. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but why do you accept, bad politicking?
Because medical cannabis is far superior to adult use cannabis, Todd.
What do you mean it's far superior?
It's far superior. No, it's not. It's not. Medical is so much.
What are you talking about?
Everything was better under medical. We had $4,000 pounds.
Exactly the same.
Everything was better under medical, Todd. We had $4,000 pounds. We had a thriving market. We had much higher quality. We didn't have this.
There were limited licensees.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't limited license.
They were able to go buy it.
No, Todd, there wasn't limited licensees. There was people that were with it and people that weren't with it. Okay, and there was a clear line in the sand. Now it's just opened it up for every jack off to have whatever they want to have now.
It's all willy-nilly.
Exactly.
So you don't want everybody to be able to get weed?
No, I think
absolutely.
You're missing the point, Todd.
They should grow their
I don't even know what you.
I do
know what your argument is.
I 100% know what my argument is.
What is it?
I know exactly what my argument is, Todd. My argument is that ever since we've gone to adult use and allowed for everybody wackadoodle to have a license, it has totally diluted the whole market and ruined the whole industry overall. Period.
Yeah, but just like any other industry, they said that when the craft beer companies started coming on. Right, I mean.
Yeah, but that's the exact opposite, though, Michael.
And this is American capitalism.
That's the exact opposite, though.
Who gets to run a business and who doesn't is anti-American.
That's the exact opposite.
Not allowing voters vote on initiatives. It's anti-American.
I'm all for voters voting on initiatives. I'm all for that.
Against the will of the people.
I'm all for that.
What good is the vote if the vote doesn't matter?
I'm all for whatever people have voted for being enacted. I'm 100%. I'm 100% for that.
Okay, so the people voted for recreational adult use.
Again, I said
in Washington, D.C.
I said I didn't necessarily agree with it. I said I understand why they did what they did. That was my point. I understand what they did. I said that I don't support it, but so I don't understand why there's this indifference, Todd.
Because you also said that the medical cannabis program was better.
It was.
Than the adult use.
It was.
How is it better?
100 times better. The quality, everything was better about it. The pricing.
Quality of what? The weed?
Yep, everything. Yes.
I'm going to tell you something I noticed in New Jersey.
Oh boy, here we go.
Actually, when recreational or adult use was passed,
Mm-hmm.
there was a halt to strains that were higher in CBD.
Yep. See?
When it was medical, we had
Again.
every medical dispensary had at least 1 to 3 CBD forward flower, where it was high CBD, low THC.
Mm-hmm.
Once recreational or adult use hit, you can't find it anywhere unless it's in gummies. You cannot find flower like that anymore. It was like Stugatz to the to the medical patients, and their needs.
See what the adult use market has done? It has stopped people from getting their CBD, Todd.
Sorry, say that again.
That's what the adult use market. Yeah, that's what the adult use market has done. It has stopped patients from being able to obtain the CBD that they were able to get because people aren't producing it, because people only care.
CBD anywhere
people only
online
People only
in the
care.
world.
People only
Right.
care about their THC percentages. They didn't want.
It's the same product.
It's not the same.
It's the same product.
It's not the same. Oh man, this was fun.
You have a medical section and a recreational section at your dispensary?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
But do you accept medical patients?
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, pretty soon we're only going to accept medical patients.
Leave it up to the patient.
Pretty soon we're going to only accept. Pretty soon we're going to only accept medical
you just
patients.
Let anybody in there. Anybody.
Oh, I've always believed that all use is medical
limited
use.
Licensing to grow, or do you want any Tom, Dick, or Harry to be able to grow? Which one is it?
I think that's total word salad, Todd. I see what you're trying to do there, but that's not what we're talking about.
No, you're taking both sides of the argument as usual.
There's good parts and there's bad parts on both sides, Todd. I'm just trying to pick the good parts of both sides and make them one.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
But before we roll into our first commercial, I do want to offer our condolences. OG Grandma 420 in the chat shared that his mother passed away peacefully last night at the age of 95. So we do want to offer our condolences to you, Ben, and our thoughts and prayers are with you and the rest of your family. And on that, we're going to roll into our first commercial, and we will be right back. Yes, and we are back, you guys. And oh man, I have Hawaii Sustainable. I'm glad you're here today because there's a Hawaii lawmaker who wants to put legalizing cannabis on the state ballot, you guys. That's right. Hawaii voters will be asked in November whether to pass a constitutional amendment legalizing adult use cannabis use for adults under a bill that State Representative David Tarnas plans to introduce this month. David Tarnas, a Democrat from Hawi Wimewea Wikawaloa, chair of the State House Committee on Judiciary and Hawaiian Affairs, has long advocated for legal adult use cannabis use on behalf of his Hawaii Island constituents, and now wants to take the question directly to voters across the state. He's pleased by the apparent softening in attitude among some legislators, and during the 2024 legislative session, the full Senate took up Senate Bill 2487 that would decriminalize cannabis, but ultimately voted it down. In the months between the end of 2025, the legislative session in May, and in the start of 2026 session, which begins in January 21st, Tarnas has continued to research the challenges and experiences of mainland states that have legalized adult use cannabis. In a quote, "My intention behind this is to protect public safety, to protect consumer safety, and to support public education campaigns so that adults will use cannabis responsibly," Tarnas said. But stiff opposition remains, and notably from the Honolulu Police Department and the Honolulu Prosecutor's Office. Prosecutor Steve Alm told the Honolulu Star Advisor that legalization of recreational marijuana would be bad for Hawaii, particular for our Kiki. And getting the votes to ensure adult use cannabis use for adults in Hawaii's constitution faces a high bar. The 76-member legislature would have to vote by a 2/3 majority to put the question before voters, and if the issue gets on the November ballot, it would then have to pass a majority of all ballots cast. Unlike county charter amendments, all blank ballots count as no votes on state constitutional amendments, according to the state elections law. Oh, that's interesting. Supporters of legalization argue that a well-regulated adult use market would improve product safety, reduce criminalization, and create economic opportunities. And Nikos Leveronius, board president of the Drug Policy Forum in Hawaii, continues to argue that legalization will benefit the state. In a quote, he says, "It's time for us to turn the page of 5 decades of failed drug war policies where cannabis is the centerpiece of that," Levins said. "It's really time for us to move toward regulation, to move toward consumer safety, and to move toward education for all and treatment for those who need it." Older adults also could benefit from legal access to cannabis, possibly for pain management and a safer alternative to opioids or alcohol, Leverin said. And New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado have collected tens of millions of dollars in tax revenue since legalizing adult use cannabis, and Leverins believes Hawaii's economy also could benefit through tax revenue and well-paying jobs. Alm worries about the societal impacts, especially in a family-friendly state that relies on tourism. And Alm said the marijuana of yesterday was 3 or 4% THC is nothing like the marijuana of now that's 20, 30, or 40% THC levels with concentrates of 90% or greater. And all of the tourists and residents interviewed by the Star Advertiser in Waikiki on Friday supported legalizing adult use cannabis for adults. And Kili Kawanalikioko, 45 of Honolulu, had finished bodyboarding and said he supports legalization because marijuana use remains illegal while alcohol use remains legal. And Hanawid also believes that local farmers can benefit from being able to grow adult use cannabis. Echo Verdon, a 46-year-old homemaker from Oregon, believes legalization will also help tourism, and a lot of people like to relax on vacation, and cannabis is a mellowing agent, she said. And based on experience of Oregon, where adult use cannabis is legal, Verdon said it's better for Hawaii to generate taxes off the sales than to go to public that can go to a public use. And Star Yoza, a 61-year-old dental hygienist from Kalapalupulu, agrees with Verdon that there could be economic benefits for Hawaii. Legalized adult use cannabis, she said, could be a lucrative revenue for the state. And Yoza would prefer legalized cannabis as opposed to the current black market economy after her friend's nephew died because it was tainted with fentanyl, she said. Well, we all know that's total bullshit. But whatever. Honolulu's prosecutor believes the question over whether to allow voters to determine the future of legalized adult use cannabis use remains clear for legislators. And legislators, like doctors, I think their first guiding principle should be to do no harm. And a lot of people are going to get hurt by this, Alm said. And if the tax money we're making are from the daily smokers, the addicts, then we're really in the addiction for profit business. Oh, wow. What a way to end that one. Todd, Hawaii is about to go into the addiction for profits business. What do you have to say about that?
Addiction for profit.
Yeah.
I love that term.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't know they didn't sell
I can't believe that.
Right?
I can't believe that Hawaii is not already legal.
Hawaii is known for apakalolo, and so why he's acting like it's not already part of their culture and of part of Hawaii, and why people have been going to Hawaii for decades. It's like going to get a pineapple. It's the same thing.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I've gotten some really good weed when I was in Maui, for sure. Allegedly, it was really good.
I wonder if there's going to be a mids brand that comes out in Hawaii that's going to be called Apakalolo.
That's called what?
Apakalolo. Apakalolo.
Apakalolo.
Yeah, it's going to be a mids brand. Very mids.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it'll be great for the economy. I think that more tourists will show up, not less tourists, you know. And as long as the pricing stays, well, everything in Hawaii is out of control, expensive.
Yeah.
Even spam.
Yeah, right. But if the pricing stays, you know, reasonable to what you know, people pay on the mainland, then I think it'll be great for Hawaii, honestly.
I don't see any downside to it.
Well, what do you, you know, the downside is going to be, you know, all the commuting from island to island that they're going to have to bring all these pounds back and forth from.
Again.
Yeah, but so what? That's interstate. That's interstate.
No,
commerce.
That's inter island. That's inter island.
Well, it's
it is.
Yeah, it's inter-island commerce.
Yeah, inter-island commerce.
They hop over with choppers mainly.
So they're going to go into federal space to get it from one spot to the other.
Or they can keep it on a boat, I suppose. Yeah, no, I guess
whether
it's a little
boat
weird.
or air, and it's all federal
Maybe they'll
space.
make it. You got to grow it on Oahu and sell it in Oahu, but that's kind of silly.
I agree. But that is going to be one of the hurdles that they're going to have to overcome in order to actually lift this project off the ground.
Yeah, but they're not going from state to state. They're just going island to island.
Yeah, but the whole thing
water is federal also.
Yeah, the water is federal. It's all maritime law. Once you step
is
off
it,
the
or does it have to be 5 miles
then
out?
You don't have to worry about it. It's 2 miles, right? And I would think once they're in international waters, I mean, unless they're going to go after them like they do, maybe they'll get shot out of the water like the Venezuelan boats.
Oh man,
yeah, that probably happened too.
Maybe.
If
well, you know, the thing about it is that
they, you know, float around near Pearl Harbor.
I don't think they'll get blown out of the water because they're not going to be trafficking fentanyl from island to island. It's just going to be, you know, little.
But it doesn't matter what they don't know what they're trafficking.
Oh, they know. Oh, they know.
Statement.
They know, Michael.
Trafficking fentanyl.
Once again,
they know.
Out of the water. Taking both sides of the argument.
They definitely know.
But not our guys. Our guys.
No, not the, you know what I'm saying.
Dude, the bottom line is they need to legalize it, and with it going to Schedule 3, you know, that'll make those issues easier anyway. But it's just ridiculous that all these states still criminalize this friggin' plant.
It is. It's sad. You know, with everything going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, this is what you're focusing on?
This is what people want to focus on, Liz.
Got to save the kids,
it's pretty
Liz.
pathetic. I'm sorry.
Got to save the kids. Got to save the kids. Need them for the pedophiles. Can't get them high.
We're just trying to save the kids, you guys. It's all about saving the kids.
It's almost embarrassing.
Oh, it's not embarrassing.
We have much bigger problems than people smoking a little weed.
It's not embarrassing. It's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, you know?
Exactly.
People are going to stop smoking weed? No one is.
Exactly.
One's going to stop doing drugs in this country. They're just going to pay more for it.
Yep.
It's absurd.
You're so right about that. And on that, we're going to keep this train rolling. We're going to roll right into Mr. Michael Minardi. Michael Minardi is an attorney out in the great red state of Florida who helps cannabis businesses, entrepreneurs, patients, and caregivers navigate the complex laws in the Sunshine State, keeping all things really sunny in the courtroom. You can find him at his own law office at Minardi Law. It is none other than Mr. Michael Minardi.
Good morning to everyone on the West Coast and happy high noon on the East Coast. It's a beautiful day here in Florida, and we are looking at New Jersey moving forward on a $6.6 million psychedelic magic mushroom legalization bill. This is great news. Trenton, Jersey is moving to legalize another federally banned drug. A new proposal before the New Jersey legislature seeks to legalize, regulate, and fund psilocybin-assisted behavioral health care in the state while expunging past criminal offenses for conduct involving the psychedelic compound. Designated the Psilocybin Behavioral Health Access and Services Act, the bill would decriminalize the production, dispensing, and supervised use of psilocybin for adults 21 and older. It establishes a detailed licensing and oversight system, of course, under the Department of Health, dedicating $6.6 million to develop and administer the program. At the center of the legislation is the creation of a Psilocybin Behavioral Health Access and Services Advisory Board within the Department of Health. The 18-member body will include state health and law enforcement officials, public health experts, mental health professionals, and researchers specializing in psychedelics. Appointed members would advise the department on safety standards, clinical protocols, education programs, facilitator training, and social equity initiatives to ensure safe and equitable access. During an 18-month initial development period, the board would meet monthly to shape regulations with a comprehensive report to the governor and legislature at the end of the phase. The program outlines a full licensing framework for psilocybin manufacturers, service centers, facilitators, and testing laboratories. Applicants would undergo background checks, demonstrate financial and managerial capability, and comply with zoning and safety standards. No licenses could be issued until the conclusion of the 18-month planning period. To adjust public safety, the bill bars licenses for individuals with serious drug-related convictions, excluding cannabis and psilocybin offenses, unless they can show clear evidence of rehabilitation. They used enough of their own psilocybin, I'm sure they can. It also mandates strict product tracking, labeling, and facility oversight modeled on regulatory systems established for medical cannabis. Supporters of the legislation say psilocybin-assisted therapy has shown promise in treating depression, PTSD, and addiction, and can offer an innovative tool to the state's behavioral health system. The measure would also automatically expunge eligible past and pending offenses related to psilocybin possession and use. If enacted, New Jersey would become one of the few states in the nation to create a legal pathway for psilocybin services, following similar initiatives launched in Oregon and Colorado. The proposed Psilocybin Behavioral Health Access and Services Act would legalize supervised psilocybin for use for therapy, establishing the licensing system, and expunge prior offenses. So another state continuing to move forward, and I know I covered a little bit about this first, but it looks great that it seems like it's going to be moved forward, hopefully to be passed in the state, and we can get more evidence on the benefits of psilocybin and psychedelics continuing to heal our nation's mental health problem. What do you guys think?
Well, we've been trying to get an informational hearing for 4 years now for home grow, medical home grow. They keep squashing that, and and it's an informational hearing, but it has been pushed down for 4 years. But this came real quick, came hard and fast. And again, my feelings on it, Big Pharma, has now figured out a way to make synthetic psilocybins. And I think it got a lot more positive attention because of the politicians that admit using them too.
Hold on, you got politicians in New Jersey that are admitting to using mushrooms?
No, not as far as I know in New Jersey, but RFK Jr. There was another couple, I can't remember
that's
who.
What you want to listen to. Yeah, you want to.
Hey, he's making America healthy again, Todd.
RFK.
Hey,
he's crushing right now.
Doctor, what's her name? What's the Surgeon General's name?
Our Surgeon General?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Currently?
One of the the Means, right? Casey Means.
Here, let me look.
Right. She also acknowledged she really likes psilocybin.
Let's see. Oh yeah, what's her name? Let's see. Where?
It's Casey Means.
Casey Means.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if the politicians want it, well, it goes real fast.
Well, so and I think as you're talking about the home grow versus psilocybin, and I think it's something that we see here in Florida as well. I mean, the psilocybin is for big companies to push. They can make revenue and generate off of it, whereas home grow, none of these companies feel like they're going to be making money off it, so they're not willing to push anything to see that happen. So I think that's why we really see a big difference between those two issues.
Well, you know what I think?
Absolutely.
I think, also too, it's a lot easier for the pharmaceutical companies to make money off of the mushrooms because that's a single solid compound as far as psilocybin, and where cannabis is multifaceted with all kinds of different cannabinoids and whatnot. And so, they can only do kind of one molecule at a time with how they operate. And so I think that also plays into the fact, because mushrooms have really just been taken off as far as their advancement, and much faster than cannabis ever has.
I believe that psilocybin is way too complicated for big pharma to duplicate. They might create, some sort of psychedelic, or they might create some sort of, LSD type, chemical version, but they're not going to duplicate psilocybin.
You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
They're going to try.
Why wouldn't they, Todd?
I would in some ways, kind of agree with that, and they may not want to because it's illegal. But there is so many companies out there right now that are making tryptamines, just one molecule or different off. That it's really kind of amazing out there, all the different tryptamines that are coming out that aren't testing positive for psilocybin, but they are having that kind of psychedelic effect.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely duplicate or replicate, should I say, the a psychedelic effect.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same as a psilocybin effect on your brain. It's similar, but not the same. Just like the synthetic, Marinol.
Like, what about spice?
Doesn't really get you high, like.
Yeah, what about spice?
What about spice?
Spices. Right, and that's exactly what
garbage. Spice is just chemical.
Total garbage.
Hey.
Yeah, but people buy it and people get messed up on it.
Well,
yeah, not as much anymore, but I would agree with that. And I'll tell you, in talking to some of those companies that used to make that stuff, because it was really huge when we started, changing our cannabis laws here in the state. So I met with a few of those, and they were 10 steps, or I should say 10 formulas ahead of the government at that time. They're like, okay, we have this analog, and that's why they kind of added the Analog Act to spice, but they have this analog, and we know the government may shut this one down, so we already have these other three, that are similarly close but different, already ready to launch. So I think it's probably the same in the tryptamine area right now.
Interesting.
I think it's great that they're advancing it. I think it's great that they're studying it. I think it's great that they're even have an open mind towards it. And, the potential for it to help lots and lots of people is huge. And I like you, Michael. I'm a big fan of, legalizing psilocybin and, letting it be prescribed, letting people use it, and healing. So much trauma. Everyone has so much trauma these days, from parents, from life, from whatever. And psilocybin can help for sure.
Do you ever make tryptamine in your lab, Todd?
Do we make it? No. We test things, but we don't make things.
You test the tryptamine with your tryptometer?
We don't test that either, but we don't really make anything. We test things.
Do you have a tryptometer in there?
I do not.
Fair enough. Well,
old tryptometer.
Serious, bro. It's serious. Well, we're gonna roll into.
Does that measure the size, the length of the trip, or the location of the trip?
The length, the strength, and it also measures how far you should grow after your trip in your own self, Todd.
Oh,
all in one.
Nice.
Yes.
I have to get one of those tryptometers.
Yes. Don't worry. You can get them on our website at www.high9news.com.
Nice.
Yeah. There's financing programs available too.
Oh, sweet.
Well,
what does a triptometer go for these days?
They're pretty expensive. You know, you send in an inquiry, and then we don't just share those prices with the general public.
Oh, got it.
You know what I mean?
I understand. Yeah.
So we're gonna go into our next commercials, and these ads, Todd. Okay, I'm just warning you right now. These ads have been airing on Fox News. Okay. All right, I'm just giving you the self disclaimer right now.
Great.
All right, here we go.
Rescheduling cannabis, which was classified as more dangerous than fentanyl. Trump's action will destroy the cartel's illicit black market, expand medical research, and ensure seniors and veterans safely receive the care they need. Thank President Trump for delivering on another America First promise.
I like how legalization
right.
Yes, and we are back.
Everyone's on board.
Stop whatever you're doing. Make sure you smash that like button. I know we'll appreciate it. You'll appreciate it, and YouTube will appreciate it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And all of the articles that we cover on today's show, you can read directly on our website at www.high9news.com. And make sure that you're following us on X and Rumble, because you ever can't find us on YouTube, you will always be able to find us there.
Under President Trump, America is back. Trump's delivered the largest tax cut in history, putting more money in our pockets and restored America's economic dominance. Promises made, promises kept. Now it's time to fulfill another promise from President Trump and reschedule cannabis, which supports over 400,000 jobs and creates billions of dollars in economic growth. Reschedule cannabis and stack another win, Mr. President. America First Agriculture Action Inc. is responsible for the contents of this advertising.
Oh, man. Todd, you are so funny, bro. Todd, you are so funny.
I pride myself on good comedy, that's for sure.
You definitely are full of good comedy, Todd. That is for sure. And we're going to roll right into the golden voice in the Silver State, Mr. Todd Denkin. He has been a C-level executive in the cannabis and hemp industry since 2009, and he has successfully launched 2 publicly traded cannabis companies. In 2009, Phototron Holdings, and in 2014, DigiPath Labs, the #1 cannabis testing lab in all of the Silver State of Nevada. And Todd now hosts Becoming the King of Pot on YouTube and on other streaming platforms. It is none other, the golden voice himself, Mr. Todd Denkin.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, fellow correspondents. And, of course, thank you all listening out there on the East and West Coast.
Yeah.
Even you folks in the Midwest. High at 11, I guess it is, right?
Depends on what part of the Midwest you're in.
Right, exactly. That's true. So my story talks about Maine, as the Maine Secretary of State notes complaints about anti-marijuana ballot petitioners' tactics. That's right. In downtown Portland, Maine, as hundreds of Mainers gathered for an anti-ICE protest on Saturday, others were there to gather signatures for a petition to repeal recreational marijuana in Maine. I guess Jason would like that, because he doesn't like to have the will of the people enforced.
What are you talking about, Todd?
You're probably all for repealing recreational marijuana in Maine.
No, I'm not. I think Maine has a great market.
I do too. But others are protesting, and what they're also doing is they're misrepresenting themselves. That's right. They didn't present themselves as trying to repeal cannabis. They kept telling everybody that it was about testing of cannabis. The misrepresentation of this citizen initiative by signature gatherers has been documented across the state over the last few days. On Monday, state legislators asked the overseer of elections, Secretary of State Sheena Bellows, a Democrat, what could be done about it. Bellows said, petitioners have a First Amendment right to say whatever they want to say. What? Senator Craig Hickman, a Democrat from Kennebec, is a co-committee chair. He chimed in and said, you have a right to lie under the First Amendment. Oh, well, that's encouraging.
Interesting.
Maine has a citizen-initiated referendum process that allows average people to propose statutes or constitutional amendments to be put on the ballot if they gather enough signatures. Bellows doesn't have the authority to take any enforcement action over the truth of what is being said about such petitions, only about the validity of what's in the text, underscoring the legal limits to combating misinformation. Bello said, "We really need to encourage citizens to think about what you're signing, why you're signing it, and what it means, and to take the time to read the legislation," unlike senators and Congress folks. Right? In 2016, Maine voters legalized the recreational use of cannabis. The proposed ballot referendum would do away with commercial cultivation, sale, purchase, and manufacture of cannabis starting in 2028, while still allowing personal use and possession of up to 2.5 ounces. It would also create new testing and tracking requirements of medical cannabis, which the industry has resisted in recent years. It is not uncommon for someone to sign a petition thinking it's about something else. In 2024, for example, a person collecting signatures to try to get an independent candidate on the presidential ballot in Maine instead told people who ended up signing the petition that it was an effort to stop politicians from being able to trade stocks. Signees only later found out the true contents of what they had signed, and a law firm representing others who fell victim to the deceptive practices contacted them. The issue is also not unique to Maine. Nearby Massachusetts has a similar referendum underway to recriminalize cannabis in that state, and witnesses there have also accused signature gatherers of misleading people, such as saying the effort was for affordable housing, reducing impaired driving, or protecting youth from being jailed for cannabis. Massachusetts Secretary of State and Attorney General's office issued a joint advisory urging voters to read petitions carefully before signing and to contact local officials if they believe they were deceived. Maine's Department of the Secretary of State relies on the signature validation process to identify potential violations. For example, the petition paperwork available to signees must include a copy of the actual statutory changes that would be made to the law should the referendum pass. Petitions also can't be left unattended at a location, such as a campaign placing one by the door of an event and encouraging people to sign it on their way out. Only one person can circulate a given petition, and that person has to personally witness each signature, taking an oath before a notary to do so.
Get out of here.
An oath has been taken. Expressing frustration with a few bad actors spoiling the referendum process for others, Assistant State Majority Leader Jill Doosan, a Democrat from Cumberland, suggested creating a process to file complaints. Though limited department resources and time would present challenges for that to work in practice. Absent enforcement authority, Bello said she would tell the petition organizers that her department has received a significant number of complaints over the last several days about the activities of their circulators. Ultimately, as Hickman put it, when it comes to regulating this type of malfeasance, it's a gentleman's agreement. It's an honor system. People have to act as if they're going to respect the letter of the law. There are bad actors and there are outlaws. There are people just going to do what they're going to do. And there's nothing any of us can do about it. I'm Todd Denkin with High 9 News. What do you guys think about deceptive practices to get people to sign petitions?
Shocking.
You know, this is the thing about it, Todd. You know, it's cannabis, okay? And you shouldn't need deceptive practices to get people to sign petitions. It shouldn't be that difficult to garner support.
Well, clearly they're trying to garner support to end cannabis legalization, right? And not to sustain it. So because it was voted in and because it's a viable business, you know, you have to cheat people into wanting to think that, you know, we're going to get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean,
and they're pretty confident that they're not going to get what they need in the way of numbers, which is why they just say whatever they want. Get those signatures.
I mean, why not? I mean, I guess if you're going to cheat, why not just forge people's signatures?
Oh, I hear you.
Why not just do that? Why even send people out in the first place?
I guess you have to have the. It's got to look like you're doing the right thing, I suppose.
Oh, so so it's the optics.
So say the right.
Hold on. So you're saying it's about the optics? Is that what you're telling me? We're back to this one again.
In this, well, I'm saying that as a petitioner, the optics should be I'm out there signing so I don't get busted for illegally forging signatures. Yes.
I don't think this thing has a chance of passing. Personally, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Maynards love cannabis. Exactly. Massachusetts has a better chance of passing than Maine does.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Bunch of massholes there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what
they're all liberals. They're all those liberal elitists over there. Yeah, in Massachusetts. Yeah. Those liberal elitists out there.
I love when you call them liberal elitists. You got billionaires in our fucking White House right now, but it's the liberal elitists.
It's always the liberal elitists
that are the bad guys.
They're real bad. Real bad. Real bad. What do you guys say, Michael? Any other final thoughts on this?
I'd say I don't think that there's any way they're going to pass it there. There's no way that thing's getting repealed.
I agree.
Maine's got a great state. They have a booming industry, and maniacs don't really like their government that much.
Yeah.
So,
very
oversight,
very
I should say.
Very true. Well, I do want to, unrelated to any of the stories that we have been covering today, we have been talking about this whole Schedule 3 thing and how Pam Bondi has been directed to get this done before the end of January. And I had previously stated, Michael, if you remember, that one of the hookups that could be is if Trump replaces Pam Bondi. Do you recall this?
Yes, I do.
Well, as I was kind of, putting our posts up on Instagram or whatnot, I happened to notice that that Poly Market, that there's a 30% chance that Pam Bondi is the first to leave the Trump administration before 2027. 30% chance. And so they are saying that they think that she is going to be getting fired pretty soon. And so we are going to see and monitor this as this story develops. And on that, we're going to roll into our next commercial.
Because she's a liar and a pedophile enabler?
Hey, I am not I am not a Pam Bondi fan, Todd. So don't.
You're not?
No, I'm not. No, I never have been.
But your Lord and Savior put her in place.
Hey, that's okay. He can make mistakes too. He's a human. It's okay. It's all right.
What?
Don't worry. He's going to put Matt Gaetz in her place. What? It's going to be great. It's going to be so much better. Oh, yeah.
I don't think.
Oh, man. Your knees still bothering you, man?
Yeah, my left one, And I'll tell you what, I've been using this new CBD cream, and it works like a miracle.
CBDs? I done heard about them CBDs. I was out there on them Twitters the other day, and I heard they get you high as a kite.
Well, not this stuff. This stuff is tested. Every batch, all the way through, pharmaceutical grade, and in a GMP certified facility. So you're not going to have to worry about flying high.
GMP certified? I might have to try some of this out. Where am I even find this?
You go directly to aimhighhemp.com and they will ship it to your door right away. Test it. It's not a name, it's a promise.
Oh, yes, we're going to keep this train rolling. We're going to roll right in to Miss Liz Quinn. Liz is a senior cannabis advocate who became passionate when she found herself in a very overwhelming cannabis industry with no help or education. And now, as a senior super stoner, she is lighting up the way by bringing education to seniors and bringing senior awareness to the cannabis industry. As the fastest and largest growing demographic in the industry, she says they are the new target audience. It is none other than Miss Liz Quinn.
And
good morning, everybody on the West Coast, and good afternoon, everybody on the East Coast, and good morning / afternoon for everybody in between.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about celebrity issues. Mike Tyson and Ric Flair claim fraud in celebrity cannabis branding efforts. Mike Tyson and Ric Flair are accusing their erstwhile partners in celebrity cannabis brands of ripping them off. And I'm talking big time here. Legendary boxer Mike Tyson and professional wrestling icon Ric Flair's attempt to launch celebrity cannabis brands resulted in a brazen conspiracy involving criminal wire fraud, embezzlement, money laundering, the pair alleged in a federal lawsuit filed last month. Tyson and Flair are the lead plaintiffs in a 76-page complaint filed December 19th in the U.S. District Court in Illinois that accuses the four former executives and shareholders of Karma, a Chicago-based branding company that's also a plaintiff, of defrauding the celebrities and using the firm as their own personal piggy bank. The suit alleges 21 separate counts of fraud and breach of contract. It seeks damages, legal fees, and costs in excess of $50 million. And should it go to trial and result in discovery, promises to shine a light on how investors and brand partners may have attempted to cash out of deals quickly following the $32 billion cannabis industry's boom period, rather than build lasting presences. Additionally, according to the suit, the former executives at Karma made unauthorized side deals selling the celebrities' likenesses, including the vape manufacturer and licensed California cannabis cultivator, that resulted in financial losses to Karma, but lined their own pockets. The suit names as defendants Chad Bronstein, Karma's former chairman and president, who owned a boat slip next to Ric Flair in Tampa. Adam Wilkes, Karma's former CEO, Nicole Cosby, who the suit claims was a board member before becoming chief legal and licensing officer, and James Case, a Karma shareholder who received shares free of charge from Bronstein. No attorney information for the four defendants was available, according to the court document. The defendants have not issued a response in court. Attempts to contact Tyson, Karma's current CEO, and Flair were not immediately successful. A fourth plaintiff, Miami-based global hemp company Legends, LGNDS, which purchased the rights to use Tyson's likeness on hemp products, mushroom products, nicotine products, kava products, and other merchandise such as shirts, pants, sweaters, and footwear. The suit also mentions musician future-born Nevadis Damon Cash as a celebrity whose licensing rights the former Karma figures allegedly sold without celebrity consent. Future, who has a Florida-based cannabis brand called Evol, E-V-O-L, by Future, is not named as a plaintiff in the suit. Allegations that celebrity cannabis branding efforts became vehicles of self-dealing. The suit alleges a broad pattern of misconduct, including securities fraud, as well as unimproved sponsorships with the Cleveland Cavaliers, NBA franchise, and dozens of unauthorized sublicenses that began shortly after Tyson, Bronstein, and Wilkes formed Karma Hold Company, also known as Tyson 2.0, in 2021. The company used Tyson's likeness and intellectual property to market products including cannabis pre-rolls, vape cartridges, and hemp gummies. According to the suit, Bronstein and Wilkes told investors that Karma, valued at $80 million, was in fact worth $120 million. They sold their own shares in the company for profits in excess of $1 million. The suit also accuses Bronstein, Wilkes, and Case of soliciting personal gifts, including a $50,000 Rolex watches, from Karma business partners instead of the normal licensing fees for using celebrity licensing. The suit accuses Bronstein of forming a new company to market Flair's likeness called Ric Flair Drip Incorporated, in which Flair was tricked into unknowingly signing away his intellectual property. Bronstein then sold a significant portion of the company to Karma, but cut Flair out of the deal, the suit states. The defendants also paid themselves exorbitant salaries and awarded themselves excessive bonuses, according to the lawsuit. Northern California Cannabis Connection investor playing both sides of the deals. According to the lawsuit, Wilkes also served as the CEO of Captor Capital, a cannabis investment firm that held stakes in Northern Emeralds, an upscale cannabis brand based in Northern California, and the Dom Pen, a vape company. In August 2022, Karma and Northern Emeralds signed a deal that would see the cannabis firm market and produce the Tyson 2.0 branded cannabis flower and pre-rolls, partially in exchange for royalties, according to the lawsuit. However, from 2022 to 2025, Northern Emeralds failed to pay Karma more than $1.25 million, pursuant to the agreement the suit alleges. The suit claims that this was partly because Wilkes received equity in Northern Emeralds in exchange for waiving the payments for his role at Karma. Instead, loaned Karma cash to Northern Emeralds, which still owes more than $140,000 in unpaid loans. Northern Emeralds was also not immediately available to respond. What do you think, guys? I'm going to tell you, though, real fast, I actually had some Mike Tyson pre-rolls. Can't remember where I got it from. I can't remember which grow was using it. But I saw it once. I grabbed a couple pre-rolls, and I haven't seen it since. And again, I don't remember where I got it or who's producing it. But I have seen it in Jersey.
So when
I've had a couple of his gummy ears, they're pretty good.
When they walk into court, is Ric Flair gonna just slam open the doors and be like, "Woo"?
Probably.
I know.
I actually went to a party this weekend at Mike Tyson's old house. Mm-hmm. They call it the Tiger Mansion now.
The Tiger Mansion. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
It's where it's the house that was in the
Hangover, right?
The Hangover?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's pretty. I think this is the thing. So Michael, these guys, this whole suit is getting fought in Florida. Am I correct on this?
I believe so.
And
it was filed in Florida.
Yeah, and it's like they got connected because this guy was docking his boat next to Ric Flair's boat, and that's how they all got connected, and da 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 da. And I just wonder if they're gonna, mess up each other's boats. They're gonna have a docking party.
Well, one of them's gonna have to move their club.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Todd. Like this is this is going to create some other type of drama that we're we're not used to seeing in the cannabis space at the country club. Some charcuterie board is going to be the victim.
It'll have to be an edible charcuterie board.
Oh, right? It might be. It might be. Medicaid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm confused as to what the basis of this lawsuit is, because they're claiming all of these different claims, but I don't understand what the overall meat and potatoes is with this. Like, I understand what the gummies is and different stuff, and what the money laundering and da da da, but I don't understand the crux of it. They're just claiming $50 million.
I have no.
Yeah,
Do you understand this, Michael? Michael's the lawyer. Do you understand what's really going on with this case?
Yeah, I haven't looked at a complaint, but I did remember I saw and I briefly reviewed an article on this not too long ago. But it seems like it's breach of fiduciary duties as owners of the company, not putting their their shareholders and stuff, in effect, potentially civil theft and fraud.
Oh, so that's how they're getting the money. That's how they're getting the wire fraud, is because they're probably saying that they overpaid themselves and siphoned money out of the company when it was supposed to go to shareholders and different things like that, and created different types of different types of contracts that benefited them and paid them subsidiaries in lieu of the best interest of the company. Okay.
Yeah,
all
like
right.
a shareholder derivative type action, and something I would similar, like there's, and I don't know if it's still going on, but like John Morgan and a bunch of other people filed suit not too years ago against Sutera, right?
Yep.
For the same type of thing, false promises, almost same thing like the MedMen saying that it's
that was good yesterday.
So it's
I think Mike and just because it's so prevalent, I'm pretty sure that Mike and Ric Flair might actually win this case. Whether or not they're able to collect on anything, that's a whole nother story. But I think I think they may very well win this case.
Oh, I don't think so. The question is what money is left over for them to recover, or how where that recovery come from.
Look, they might, like Jason said, they might win, but they're not getting any money. That's
Well,
for sure.
well, I think the bigger question is, Michael, is since they're doing this in Florida, is there potential that that they could say, hey, since they've siphoned all the money, and that we're going to go after your personal assets in lieu of.
I think, and that's probably why they're trying to hit the criminal aspect of it to potential money laundering and stuff, because that's really the only way you're going to be able to pierce a corporate veil of a company like that.
Got it. That's what I figured.
And then again, potential of criminal charges with the wire fraud, and if they win the lawsuit and they pursue legal charges.
Well, that's the whole thing, is they have to be able to create a criminal element in order for them to be able to go after their personal assets, Liz. And so if they can if they can demonstrate to the court, criminal activity, nefarious, types of types of acts or whatnot, then what you're saying, Michael, is they're able to go after their personal assets, correct?
Potentially, they could pierce the veil. Depends. And that would have nothing to do with them going after them, law enforcement. They would have to make a complaint with law enforcement, and law enforcement would have to make that choice.
Well, I mean, they're already in court. They can go right there and make the complaint. That's not that hard when they're already in the courthouse.
Right. It's not necessarily hard to do, but whether or not they will think, because a lot of times law enforcement doesn't want to use or get involved when civil actions are going on and things of that nature. They're not debt collectors per se.
Well, maybe they'll.
And I don't know enough of the facts.
Maybe Tyson tell them
more a federal offense, because I'm sure it went over state lines. Like, would it?
Not only that. Well,
law enforcement.
It would become federal because of the amount of money in the wire fraud. That would make it federal offense more than, because the cannabis didn't cross state lines.
Oh, but the money did.
The money did.
The money did. Communications do. All of that can kind of bring you into federal wire fraud or issues. So
I'll tell you what, bro. If I'm the lawyer, I'm gonna tell Mike. I'm like, Mike, hey, I need you to come to court today, and you need to go over. You need to go over and tell the cops that if they don't file these charges, I'm gonna knock your ass out.
Right?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm gonna bite your ear off or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's amazing what people can profit off of.
Maybe Tyson will tell him, I'm gonna
gummies. Seriously.
Right.
I think those are the best things ever. That's the best marketing in all of cannabis. But,
I know. I agree with you. But it's sad that somebody.
What's sad about it? No, it's not. It's not sad.
Somebody else is profiting.
It's not sad. It's not sad. No,
Really?
no,
Is it
Liz.
that sad?
No, it's not sad at all, Liz.
No.
Stop it. Stop that.
No, I think the victim should receive royalties.
He thinks it's great. He thinks it's fantastic that he's doing this. So
I know, but it is his ear.
it was but not. It's just
He
it's
should
just
be
the
getting
shape.
some money for that.
Wow, I think it's an ear. I don't think it's
Piece of his ear.
actually Holyfield's ear.
I feel like Tyson should walk up to the cops and tell them, you know what, I'm identifying as McGruff the crime dog, and I'm here to take a bite out of crime. That's what Tyson should do. That's what Tyson should do. Well, I got one last funny story for you guys today. Man, you guys, I'm not sure how I feel about this story. All right. So just kind of bear with me on this, because there's a study, you guys, that marijuana appears in 37% of U.S. hip-hop music videos, you guys. That's right. A new study published by the Journal of Substance Use and Misuse reports that marijuana imagery appears in more than 37% of hip-hop and rap music videos produced in the United States, underscoring how common marijuana references have become within one of the world's most popular music genres. The research, conducted by scientists from the Institute for Therapy and Health Research, IFT, NORD, Goomba, whatever, compared substance descriptions in German and U.S. music videos appearing in YouTube's 2024 Top 100 charts. Researchers reviewed 1,160 German and English language videos from the charts, classifying each by genre and whether it included depictions of marijuana, nicotine, both substances, or neither. And for videos containing marijuana, the team continued individual appearances, shows, and estimated audience exposure using total view counts recorded in March of 2025. Across all genres, imagery of either cannabis or nicotine was present in 41% of videos, but marijuana depictions were heavily concentrated in hip-hop and rap. And in the U.S., more than 37% of hip-hop and rap videos included marijuana imagery, making it the dominant substance shown within that market. And by contrast, fewer than 10% of German hip-hop videos featured marijuana, reflecting a notable transatlantic difference in how the substance is represented in mainstream music. However, 30% of German hip-hop videos mentioned or displayed nicotine. The study found that genre played a significant role regardless of country, and hip-hop and rap videos were far more likely to include marijuana imagery than videos from other genres, and where substance depictions were relatively uncommon. And researchers note that this pattern aligns with hip-hop's long-standing cultural relationship with cannabis and its visibility in lyrical themes and visuals. And in total, thousands of marijuana depictions were identified across that data set, and when paired with viewership data, those appearances translated into an estimated 49 billion marijuana impressions delivered to audiences. And given YouTube's broad reach and hip-hop's popularity among younger listeners, the researchers described marijuana imagery as a routine element of the media environment for many viewers. The authors stressed that their findings are descriptive rather than judgmental, and rather than evaluating whether cannabis descriptions or depictions are positive or negative, the study focuses on documenting how frequently the substance appears and where. And as marijuana laws and social attitudes continue to shift, the researchers say their results provide useful context for discussions around age-appropriate content labeling, media latency, and how evolving norms are reflected in popular culture, you guys. Wow, look at that. I think that number's low, personally.
I think, that surprised me. Only 37%?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, they mentioned nothing about alcohol and other items that, can be mind-altering.
Mm-hmm.
They only focused on the marijuana. Now, I would be willing to bet there's alcohol in a lot.
Yeah.
These.
Yeah.
Definitely more than 37%.
I'd like to see guns in relation with this too. I think that.
Thank you.
Right.
But just as a thing. But I think that one of my other things is they talked about it. To me, you're not going to be able to really, if people are just smoking it and it's rolled up, because it talked about tobacco and cannabis. And so, you know, a lot of these rappers all smoke blunts, so that's going to appear that it's tobacco. But, you know, we all know that there's weed inside. But how does these people know that it's weed inside that are watching these videos that are making these scores? So I'm imagining that one of the reasons that it's probably so low at 37% is because they had to actually see cannabis as opposed to something being smoked.
Right.
Does that make sense, Todd?
I suppose, you know, I think that they're going to recognize any lit cigarette-looking item as weed.
But it could have been hemp, Todd. They could have been smoking hemp. Rappers on hemp.
Who's using hemp joints in rap videos? Are you kidding me?
There's tons of songs that are all about THCA all day, every day.
But I think it was picking up the nicotine, and you know, if they had really high nicotine numbers, but lower marijuana, it makes sense that it would pick up.
Well, that was in comparison.
Or a blunt as a nicotine.
No, but that was. Liz, that was only in comparison with Europe, with Germany. That comparison was only within Germany, where the tobacco and the cannabis kind of swippity swappitied.
But I do believe that can be part of it. It didn't identify it right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's that, Michael?
I was going to say, one of my clients, you know, the cops identified it being cannabis from an Instagram picture at a hemp store, as opposed to hemp, and just used it to justify a search warrant. So you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe that hemp was identifying as cannabis for the purpose of that search warrant, Michael.
Yeah.
That's what it probably was.
You can definitely tell by looking at it.
That's right. You should be able to tell by looking at it. But man, you know, these people, man, is so crazy that, man. You know what I would also like to know is how many rap videos depict cash in their music videos.
All of them?
Right.
I mean,
right.
I'm just saying, you know,
clad women.
Yeah, you know. Well, you know, women need jobs, Michael. You know, I'm not gonna, ever talk down on a working woman. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not talking about it. We're just talking about the percentage of different things that we get to see in rap videos.
Brian Dombrowski in the chat, he says,
complaint.
Yeah, Brian Dombrowski in the chat, he says, Wu-Tang rolling with a hemp blunt. I think that all these rappers are smoking hemp. A lot of them are.
Yeah, that's what it must be.
I'm sure Big Cypress was, on stage in '94 at Woodstock too.
When they bring out the big Buddha and it's all smoking, I mean, I'm sure that's hemp. I mean, they're not going to put like real weed in there. Maybe it was Mexican brickweed.
In '94, no one knew what hemp was, so.
They're keeping their stash for themselves.
I thought they always used to say hemping ain't easy, Michael.
No, they never said that.
Oh man, and on that, thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast. And big shout out to our audience and supporters for tuning in daily and listening to the insanity that is the developing cannabis industry. Huge thank you to Catalyst Cannabis for helping us keep the lights on, and thank you to our correspondents for being absolutely amazing. Thank you to Cannabis Sativa L for giving us a reason to do this every day, and thank you to Cloud Media Partners Elias and Gabriel. They're somewhere in the metaverse. And thank you all for tuning in and getting high at 9 with us. We are America's #1 daily cannabis news show. Patented and trademarked.
Peace.
Yeah.